Welcome students. So in this lecture video we're gonna see simulation of single phase half wave full control rectifier with R load, RL load and then RLE load. So before going to that we will see how to use MATLAB to build a simulating model and how to run and see the output waveforms and all. Okay, so start with first of all open the MATLAB either using the shortcut that is available in your desktop or just type here like MATLAB. So the run command will appear, just click this, MATLAB will open. Okay, so this is the first MATLAB window screen. So here we have the folder which we are now using and the command window. So here we will write the various function or giving input to the variables and all, and then here this is the workspace. So here we will get here the variable value appear here. Okay, so our aim was to build a simulating model. So for that just click new, from there select simulating model. Okay, so this is a blank simulating model. So here we have to build our circuit. So for that we are in need of some blocks. So we choose Simulink library browser. So inside the library browser we have the required blocks can be used to draw the circuits. So among these, from starting from the Simulink or HDL code, Simscape, everything. So we will need mostly Simscape. Okay, so Simscape in that Sim power system. So inside the Sim power system we will use the specialized technology. Okay, so this will be the most of the blocks is used for electrical and electronics engineering will be available inside the specialized technology. Okay, so in that first click the fundamental box, select the electrical sources. So today we're gonna see the rectifier, that is AC to DC converter. So for that we are in need of AC voltage source. So just add AC voltage source. Either you can just drag and drop like this. Okay, or else simply you can just click the block and press Control I. Okay, so this will also add your model. So we need of AC voltage source, we added that, and then so we are in need of some loads. Okay, so here we have a lot of loads like series RLC branch, series RLC load, parallel RLC load, parallel RLC branch. So we don't have a single element as resistor or inductor or capacitor for the use. Okay, it will be available as piecewise model, but it is not available like this. So for that we are using series RLC branch. If you double click the block, so you will get the block parameters. Here you can see branch type is RLC, and we have a drop down here. Okay, just a minute, I will add it. So here we can select whether just a resistor load or inductive load or capacity load or a series of resistor and inductor, resistor and capacitor or inductor and capacitor, or just simply a open circuit. Okay, here the value will be given for resistor as ohms, inductor as Henry, and for capacitor this is farad. But if you choose RLC load like this, then you have to give voltage, frequency, what is the active power, what is the reactive power by inductance, capacitance individually. So mainly it's in terms of power. So better go for a series RLC branch to select the loads. Okay, then we are in need of some measurement, right? So we are in need of current measurement, that is output current. Similarly output voltage also, just add current measurement block and voltage measurement block. Okay, and mainly we need thyristor. So in the power electronics block we will have all power semiconductor. Just add the thyristor with body diode. So next one, we are in need of some sources, that is pulse generator. Okay, so why we are in need of pulse generator is for thyristor it's a control device, and gate is a control terminal. By giving applying suitable pulses we can turn on our thyristor. So for that we just adding the pulse generator, and we need a monitor, or else simply you can say a scope to see the output voltage or output current graph. So in order to see the graph, I need scope. Just add that also. Okay. Now we will start our connection. Scope, pulse generator, thyristor, output voltage, current measurement. Okay. So just arrange the things. So AC voltage to anode of thyristor, from anode of thyristor to current to measure the output load current. So if you press Ctrl R, your block will get rotated. Okay. So just connect the meter and resistor. Okay. Then the end of the load to negative terminal of your AC voltage. This neutral terminal. Okay. So now we go for resistive load. Okay. Just R alone. So under resistance. Okay. We have to measure the voltage. So we should be connected across the load like this. And then we are in need of a pulse generator. Just connect the pulse generator like this. So I will just zoom the picture so that it will be visible to everyone. So in order to make it completely static screen, just do fit to view. So it will look like this. Okay. So before that, we will see what is scope. So coming with the scope, it will appear like this. So this is simply a monitor screen where your waveform will come. It will have both y-axis and x-axis. So you can change the number of axes. Okay. So based on your number of waveforms. So now I'm going to select the number of axes 4. Okay. And next one history. So just uncheck this box. Limit data points to last 5000. So if you uncheck this, whole data will get saved. Yes, only last 5000 data will alone get saved in the scope. Okay. And style, if you want, just change the axis color. Okay. So and if you want to increase the thickness of the waveform, you can select it here and color means by here. Okay. So this is our scope with 4 axes. So first one is for your input voltage. Okay, you can signal the graph, give the title for graph like this. Just right click anywhere in the graph and select axis property. Okay, and then just type the name. So gate pulse for second one. For third one, it is output voltage. Okay, and then finally this your output current. Okay, so we have chosen the scope. So now we have 4 terminal, is input terminal for scope. Okay, so third one is for output voltage, and fourth one I am connecting the output current. Okay, and second one, it is mainly for pulse. So I want to see the waveform of the pulse. And first one is the output voltage of AC waveform. Okay, for that I will connect the scope, sorry, voltage measurement here. Okay, you just connect the blocks across the AC voltage source. So if you don't want the name of the block, that is like voltage measurement, just right click the block. Okay, just right click and in format just uncheck show block name. So it will remove the block name. Okay, so just got the voltage waveform of your input. Okay, so just I gonna recap the circuit. So we have a input AC voltage source. Okay, at this point, so from that thyristor to load. So this is a basic circuit. We have added a current measurement, voltage measurement to measure the output voltage and output current, and we have a pulse generator to give the pulses for the thyristor to turn on and turn off. And finally, we have scope where we can see all the waveforms of your input and output side. Okay, and then now we can just change the values of your voltage source. This is the block parameters. Here the peak amplitude is given as 100 volt. Okay, for a standard single phase 230 volt is a RMS. For a peak, we will multiply that by root 2, that is 1.414. And as a standard frequency in India, we are following 50 hertz. Okay, so just change that. So first thing, that's thing. Next one, pulse generator. So pulse generator, you have to mention the period in seconds. So we are using a frequency of 50 hertz. So for that, you have to use 1 by 50, that is 0.02 second, that is 20 millisecond. So pulse width is nothing but the width of the pulse we are using. The percentage of period is nothing but the occupied area comparing to your input sine wave. So it let us default that as a 5. Okay. Coming to this one is the phase delay. This is nothing but your hearing angle alpha. Okay. So let us take this as 30 degree, but they are asked in seconds. Okay. So for that you have to convert it into seconds. So multiply by the total time period and divide by 360. Okay, 30 by 360, both are in degree. Degree will cancel and the seconds will be that is 0.02. So in order to mention the phase delay in terms of seconds, we are just multiplying and dividing by this value, that is 0.02 divided by 360. Okay, let us take the load resistance value is 100. Okay, so that's all. So we have completed our Simulink model. So here we have a run option, so which will use to run your simulation, and this can be used to just step forward. So just in a single click, if you don't want to run the simulation and if you want to see the growth of the output in every 10 second or every 0.1 second, you can make use of this one, that is step forward. So here this is your simulation time, that is how long your simulation has to run. Okay. So let us say I just want to run just 0.1 second. Okay. So run the simulation. We will have a error untitled measurement distribution. Okay. So we got this error. So why is because we didn't add the main component, that is power GUI component. Okay. So in MATLAB we are using power GUI component mainly for the measurement of voltage, current, the steady state value. Okay. So without this there won't be any measurement in MATLAB. Okay. So without this there won't be, can't measure the values. That's why it showed some error. Now it will work. Okay. So this is a scope. So like DSO, we have auto scale option and zoom in vertical and zoom in horizontal. You can zoom in any area. So first click the auto scale. So this is our output. So this is our input sine waveform. Here you can see the peak amplitude is nearly 325. Okay, and this is our pulse which has amplitude of 1. We fired at the angle 30 degree. Okay, if you compare with sine wave, until your pulse the output is 0. So whenever we have given the pulses, the SCR start conducting. So you can see SCR start conducting at this point, conducted till 180 degree. After that your thyristor becomes reverse bias, so there won't be any connection. That's why your output voltage is 0 here. Okay, this is your output current. So here you can see the value is 325, nearly 325. Okay, so here it is 3.25 it will be. So if you want, you can just zoom the area and you can see the waveform value. Okay. It's nearly 325. Similarly, you can see here. So it will be nearly 3.25. Okay, because we have chosen the resistor value as 100. So 325 divided by 100 will be equal to 3.25. So this is the output waveform. So for our lab, we need the screenshot of your output. Okay, I need the screenshot of this thing. Next one, we need the screenshot of your Simulink, this circuit diagram. Okay, so if you see the circuit diagram, it is somewhat looking awkward, right? So because we are getting a link from here and link from here, so there are a lot of links which just to destroying the appearance of your Simulink model or circuit diagram. Okay, for that we can just make use of some changes and we can make this look like this. Okay, Just compare the circuit diagram, both are same. Okay, same single phase half wave full control rectifier with R load, but I have made use of two blocks, that is gate, sorry, not that is go to block and then from block. Okay, so what is the use of go to and from means go to will just get the data from any other block. So here the voltage measurement block will give the data to go to block. Okay, so which will store that and it will supply to any other block. So here the data is fed to scope with the help of from block. So we are getting the data from V in. Okay, that's why the name is, so the voltage is going to V in, so the data is getting from V in here. So that's why the name go to and V in. You can just simply check it in library. So if you simply click go to, so this is the block go to, and so send signal to from blocks that have a specified tag. You have to give a unique name for your blocks. Similarly, from block. Okay. So receive signal from the go to block. Okay, with a specified tag. So the from and go to should have same name. So now run the simulating. Here we have used RLE. So let us remove voltage source here. We just connect the R and L. Okay. So I have chosen the L value as 0.1. So already we saw the value for R load. Okay. Now run the simulation. So this is our scope. So you can see the waveform is similar, but the only change is because of your presence of inductance, the output voltage is going to the negative area for some time, and after that it is reaching the 0 point. So this is due to the presence of your inductor. And similarly, you can see the output current also. So output current is continuous till this point. After that, it becomes 0. So in case of full wave, your output current will be continuous. There won't be any value in which you can see 0 for your output current. Okay, so this is the output graph for RL load. So if you want, you can go for RLE load. So E load is nothing but either the connection of battery or simply connection of a DC motor. Okay. So here I have chosen the value of battery as 100 volt. So it should be less than your input voltage. So just run the simulation. Now you can see the output graph. So it has started from the value 100. Okay. So till your input voltage is less than 100, the output will be 100, and at this point your current will be 0. Okay, because SCR is reverse biased. Okay, so it won't conduct, so there won't be any load current flowing through, but voltage across the output will become 100 due to the presence of that battery. Okay, so you can simply see wherever we have constant 100, there our load will be nearly equal to 0. So this is for RLE load. So next thing, so now we have seen the circuit diagram and we saw the graph and all. So next thing I want to use block called so go for control measurements. So here we have additional measurements. Okay, so here we have RMS block. So this is mainly used to measure RMS voltage or RMS current. Similarly, mean block, so to measure average voltage and average current. Okay, so let us make use of this block. So let us see mean value of your current and mean value of your output voltage. Similarly, so RMS value of the current, and so in order to see the value, you need display block. Okay, so for that we have go to sinks. So in that we have display block. Okay, just add display. So here one. just connect the box. Okay, so this will be connected to your current value. Okay, for average current and average voltage. Similarly for here voltage. So before running this simulation, you have to make some changes in your RMS block. Okay. So just double click the RMS block, you can see the fundamental frequency. So fundamental frequency must be set to 50 because we have chosen the frequency as in the input. So initial RMS let us take as 0, and similarly for mean 50. Okay. So if you choose a block with 60 Hz, then there will be a mismatch of your output with a theoretical value. So let us measure this for your R load. Okay, instead of RLE load, let us measure this for R load alone. So run the simulation. So you will, this is the value. So your RMS output voltage is 159.8 and average is 96.44, and in terms of current, your RMS current is 1.598 and average current is 0.9644. Okay. So just made the block to look visually good. Okay, so see all the values. So just take the screenshot of the simulating value. So you have to create a table where you have to mention the input voltage, okay, and load value, and then output current with the average value and RMS value. Similarly, output voltage with average value and RMS value, and compare the same, that is average value and RMS value with theoretical formula. So in the formula just substitute the firing angle. Okay, so here we have chosen the firing angle as 30. If you change the value will become 3, right? So let us say take the firing angle as 60 degree. So if the firing angle increases, automatically your voltage and current will decrease, right? So now the value is 145. Here the current is 1.454. So similarly, if you want the maximum voltage, it means then the alpha, that is triggering angle, should be equal to 0. Okay. So if you trigger the thyristor at angle 0, you will get the maximum voltage. So this is our maximum voltage, which is nothing but the value equal to the average or RMS value of your half wave rectifier. If you see the output waveform, this simply look like waveform of your half wave rectifier. Okay, because we fired the thyristor at 0. So if you don't want to enter the value of A every time like this, so firing angle like this, just put A into 0.02 divided by 360, and in command window you can change the value of A. Okay. So A is equal to 45. So this will be taken here. So instead of changing the value in the block, you can simply change the value in command window. So try on your own and complete the exercise and submit the record with the simulating output and block diagram and all. Okay, so if you have any query, kindly contact me through WhatsApp. We will have a Google Meet to discuss the doubt or clarification. Okay, so I will upload the working of single phase half wave control rectifier with the help of PSIM. Okay, I'll upload that video also. Thank you guys.